Good evening, Chicago, and welcome to In the Money. I'm your host, Tamara Dervin. In this episode, we're talking about something powerful, building wealth with friends, because we've all heard it, your network equals your net worth. There's a quote by Warren Buffett that says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that's really the goal. Getting to a place where your money is working harder for you than you are working for it. That can look like real estate through property appreciation, rental income, development, or the stock market through growth, dividends, and long-term investing. You work for the money, and then you position your money to work for you. But let's be real. Sometimes we hesitate because we don't know where to start. We're not confident, or we feel like we're doing it alone. And here's the question. We'll call our friends to spend money, but how often are we calling them to build wealth? We've heard it before. Show me your circle, and I'll show you your future. So who's in your circle? Are they only talking about the next trip, the next outfit, the next night out? Or are they talking about getting out of debt, investing, buying property, building something that lasts? Now, don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with enjoying life, but there has to be a balance. Because when it comes to building wealth, we truly are better together. There's another quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And tonight, we're showing you how to go far. So if you've been thinking about investing, if you've been waiting to feel ready, or if you've been trying to figure out how to do this without doing it alone, this episode is for you. Because tonight, we're not just talking about making money, we're talking about building assets with your circle. On the other side of the break, I'll be joined by Jorgens to talk about his journey in real estate and how he's leveraged relationships to grow, not by doing it alone, but by building alongside others right here in Chicago. And later, we're talking to members of an investment club who are building wealth in the stock market together. But before we dive in, a quick note. Tonight's discussion is intended for educational purposes only and is not intended for professional financial advice. Stay with us.
They say television is about sitting back. We say it's about stepping up. Your block has stories worth telling. Your neighbors have voices worth hearing. Chicago has a heartbeat worth sharing. Stop watching their world. Start showing yours. It's time to tune in and be seen. Can TV, always here, always yours. Experience the power of community television.
Welcome back. My first guest is Mr. Less Than 90 Days himself, Jorgens with Invest Now Realty. Welcome to In the Money, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here to talk about your journey in real estate and offer your expertise to our viewers. Mm-hmm. So take us back. What was your first step into real estate? What did getting started actually look like for you?
Wow, that's an amazing story. Kind of remember it like it was yesterday. Back in 2002, wow. I was working at a telecom company. And I've always had a knack for wanting to figure out ways of making money, and a partner of mine invited me to a real estate meetup. And there was a speaker there. He was talking about all these different ways that he's making money in real estate and flipping properties and making someone's salary in a day. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, I was really amazed by that. So I took that information, and in about 6 months, I did my first deal.
Wow.
I bought a single family over in Inglewood.
Okay.
I was able to rehab it, refinance it, and pull out about $28,000. And I just thought that was hot stuff, right? I thought, man, I'm working a job. I got, I figured out this knack of making money in real estate, and I knew that this was something that I wanted to do long term. However, 3 months later, they ended up firing everyone in our office.
Wow.
So, but for me, that basically did what we call burn my ship. So I was able to use that and say, hey, it's a sign I'm taking real estate full time.
So that basically pushed you into it and full time. Sometimes that's what has to happen. It has to be something major that happens to push us into really kind of what we're destined to do. So
absolutely.
Now that I know that in talking to you, and we're talking about building wealth with friends, I know that you don't have necessarily a traditional set partner, but you do build real estate alongside other developers here in Chicago. What does that actually look like for you?
Yeah, so I was a part of a cohort, which included, I was one of 5 developers that bought 11 lots over in the Woodlawn area. We call that buy back the block. And so what it was, we basically bought the lots individually. Like I bought 2 and another investor bought 2 or 3, and we share best practices and resources to help us so we could mitigate risk and leverage our buying power with our suppliers and our subcontractors. So that turned out to be a great thing, and I currently still use those relationships today. We still we don't necessarily do projects together where we're tied together financially, but like I said, we share best practices and resources to help each other.
So let's go a little bit deeper into that. How has those relationships helped you grow in your real estate development journey? And can you share a moment where this network helped you to actually make a better move in your development of properties?
Oh, absolutely. We still call each other today. Like if I need a certain subcontractor, that I'll reach out and ask them, hey, do you have a siding guy? Do you have a foundation guy? It's helped me that way. It's helped me to leverage my ability to purchase material. So, hey, I'm about to make a big purchase. I have another one of my investors that I collaborated with in the past. Hey, he's about to make a big purchase, and we go to that supplier. Hey, we're going to buy this amount. Can we get a discount? So it's been able to leverage off of each other. And also, like I said, mitigate risk. So
yeah. So a lot of times people are scared, like let's say they hear this and they want to develop real estate, but they're scared because they don't necessarily have those circles, because some of those are made. And what would you recommend that viewers do if they are interested in developing a connection similar to that to help them to actually build real estate?
Well, I would say I've got 4 things that I would recommend. And this could kind of go towards real estate, but it could apply to anything. One is you want to understand why you want to build real estate, why you want to do this. The other thing is you need to know what you're going to build. So in my case, I'm building 3 units.
Okay.
The other thing is you want to determine where those resources are. What do you need to build those things? So that way you're clear on what it is that you need to accomplish that. The next thing is you need to focus on your network. Get access to people that are, or groups that are doing what it is that you're doing. You never know what you can accomplish by networking with other people and sharing resources and best practices.
So how would you suggest that they find that network if they don't necessarily have anybody in their immediate circle that is currently doing real estate? What would be your one suggestion?
Oh, well, we live in the world of the internet and social media, and there are tons of real estate groups that are out there that have niches. There are new development niches out there. There are people that are doing buy and holds. So just simply going on social media and searching for those, and going out to local real estate REIA groups. There are plenty of those that are happening around the city that you can plug into and meet like-minded people.
So you talked about the cohort that you've worked with to build real estate, but give us a picture of what you're working on today. What types of properties are you developing here in Chicago?
So I just finished a development in the Washington Park area. I built three units here recently. Prior to that, I've built a total of 12 buildings. And I'm currently working on one now in Washington Park. I'm halfway done, Woodlawn. I'm halfway done with that. And I plan to do another 4 more before the end of the year.
So what's your picture of real estate right now? We know that the stock market is crazy. We're going to talk about that later.
Right.
But how is the real estate market looking in Chicago right now?
It depends on where you're at, of course. Some areas, I would say the north side is probably a little more aggressive right now than other areas. It also depends on what you're trying to do. Selling properties right now, like you said, in some areas are a little bit slow, but they're picking up. So it would just depend on the areas.
Okay, so if we have viewers that are watching and they say, okay, Sean and Tamara, I think I want to give real estate a try.
Okay.
What would be, and they know that they know why they want to develop real estate. What would be 1 to 2 things that you would tell them to start doing right now, to actually start?
Learning as much as you can, getting access to money, and networking. Those are the top 3 things that I would do.
Thank you, Sean, so much for being on In the Money today. I know our viewers were empowered by your expertise and even your story of how you started. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
On the other side of the break, I'll be joined by Claude Cook and Sheldon L. Sherman. Stay with us.
Got something to say about Chicago? Now's your chance to be heard. Chicago Newsroom 2.0 is launching Opinion, a new segment where everyday Chicagoans take the mic. Whether it's a neighborhood issue that's been ignored, a citywide concern that needs attention, or a fresh idea that could change our city, we want to hear from you. Submit your commentary at cantv.org/opinion. If selected, we'll invite you on air to share your perspective with all of Chicago. Experience the power of community television.
Joining the conversation now are Claude Cook and Sheldon L. Sherman, investors with I Am 78 Investment Club. Welcome to In the Money, Claude and Sheldon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming on to share about your investment club. I was really excited when Claude told me about the investment club, so I'm like, you guys got to be on In the Money, because a lot of people don't know about investment clubs, so I think this will be a very educational segment for them.
Sounds good.
So let's start. What made you guys start and say, let's stop talking about investing and actually do this together?
Well, actually, it's the brainchild of one of our members, John Comer. And what he did, he got a group of us together, who are actually fraternity brothers from the same chapter. So with that time, we have built trust. We were talking about investing, but in the midst of that conversation, it changed to, we should build something together. And at that point was when we all was like, you know, it's something we should do.
Wow. So let's go through to the beginning. Walk me through how you guys actually started the investment club, because a lot of people don't know even how to start it. How did you guys start? You talked about the guy came to you all and said, okay, let's do it, but what were the mechanics of actually starting?
Right. So what we started doing is trying to do a layout. Hey, what are we going to be? Are we going to be an S Corp, a C Corp? What type of business will we be under? And we decided on an LLC. Okay. So once we decided to be an LLC, we had to come up with a name. Okay. And so that's when one of our members, Victor Harris, came up with a logo and the name I Am 78, which stands for.
Got a logo and everything.
Yes,
okay, all
yes.
right.
And that it stands for IOTA Asset Management.
Okay.
And so from that point
and
on,
IOTA is you all's chapter, right?
Right.
Okay.
The beginning of IOTA Lambda, so yes.
Okay, the beginning of it, okay.
Yes. And so we had other people come on, like Will Lavelle, who set up our investment strategy. He kind of formed it loosely based off of Warren Buffett's methods. And so he put the investment strategy together. We put our operating agreement together, opened up a brokerage account, checking and savings accounts, and we were off and running.
Now, did you all get, because this is a lot of everything that you guys, it sounds like it's very structured. Did you all have any help from like attorneys, investment advisors, or you guys, based on you all personal knowledge, you were able to do all those things? Because everybody don't know how to say, okay, do LLC, S corp, but did you all have any help with doing that, or did you all have internal expertise?
So both. We had those internally that knew how to do it, but to make the entire group feel comfortable, we hired an attorney to set up the LLC originally.
Okay, that's good, because that gives accountability and credibility to the process. Okay, now I noticed you said that you guys asked a larger amount of members to initially be members, a smaller amount became members, and then one person fell off. How did you decide of the 16? Because I know there's many other, you all have way more fraternity brothers. How did you guys decide who would be a good fit to actually be in the group and even be invited to be in the group?
Well, what we did, we actually took that brotherhood, which was our foundation, so the trust was already there. So once you had that trust already there, we had to find brothers who was willing to commit, because that's what we needed. We needed a commitment. And we needed brothers who was able to give consistent commitment, because we had a long-term plan.
So consistent financial commitment.
Yeah, or even participation.
Okay.
We even need participation, because we have meetings. We need those members to join the meetings so we can do our business.
So that's how you guys really decided.
Right.
Yeah. So walk me through, because I want people to hear this, walk through how your investment club operates, because I think I've heard that you guys have a little fun part to how you guys operate. How often do you meet? How do you all contribute money? How do you all stay organized?
Right, so what we do is we meet monthly on the first Tuesday of every month. That's where we pay our dues are due for the first of every month. Then also we have annual dues that are due at the beginning of the year.
And these dues are like your contributions to the investment?
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
And also what we do is we have an annual meeting. Now when we have our annual meeting, we try to go somewhere nice.
I'm like, I heard that was fun.
Yes, our first one was in Las Vegas. And so we had a great time in Las Vegas, but we were actually able to handle some business as well.
Okay.
That's when we look at any new investments we might be interested in, look at our operating agreement and see if we need to make any adjustments or changes and things like that.
Okay. And how do you all decide as a group what to invest in? How do you all decide what your investments are going to be for the year? I don't know if you all change them yearly, annually, monthly.
Well, what we have a long-term disciplined plan. So we focus on strong companies. So what we do, we actually do our research, which is key. You do your research, then we bring our ideas to the group, and then we discuss as a group, and then we vote. And it's during those discussions that you get the different perspectives of all the members, so that way it gives us a chance to make a solid decision.
On what the investment will be.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like, based on you said you all have a long-term strategy, so is that basically the strategy is to, anything that you're going to keep, you're going to keep it? Do you all have a set time period that you're going to actually keep the investments?
So we don't have a set time period that we'll keep the investments. We're constantly reviewing to see if any updates need to be made or changes. Right now, we're currently invested in a lot of tech stocks, the Magnificent Seven, which a lot of people may have heard, which are very influential stocks on the NASDAQ and the S&P. They're in AI. A lot of people have heard some of them. I'll give you like Apple and Amazon and NVIDIA, stocks like that. And we hold on to those, and we continue to grow our portfolio by investing in strong companies with strong leadership.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you said that. So give me, and this will be my last question for right now, if someone is watching and wants to start an investment club with friends, what are the first 2 to 3 steps that you would recommend that they do?
I would suggest they find some friends that they trust to do business with. And then second, you will need a leader to help steer that vision, the vision of your group, kind of like what John did for us.
Yes.
And then you need some organizational structure. Basically, you need to know what you're going to do with your money, so that's your money plan. And then you need to know pretty much
how you're going to invest it.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to invest it in? Are you going to do stocks? Are you going to do real estate? what is the goal of the group?
Okay.
You know, how long do you plan to invest in being part of the group? What's your exit strategy? Things of this nature. You're gonna have to do all of that work up front so that there's no question about it. If the group starts and you have different opinions going, you have everybody on board in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That keeps you disciplined.
Thank you guys so much. Claude, Sheldon, thank you
Yes.
all so much for being on In the Money today.
Thank you.
This was really good. I know people talk about investment clubs and people say, oh, I would like to do an investment club, but they don't know how to do it. So thank you so much for your expertise, your tips for all our viewers today.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On the other side of the break, Ben Jorgens returns with a fresh installment of Money Matters. Stay with us.
CAN TV is the lens through which Chicago's stories are told, harnessing the unifying power of community television. With CAN TV On Demand, immerse yourself in the richness of our city through exclusive stories and programs tailored just for you, connecting you to the heartbeats of our streets, the voices of our people, and the spirit that makes Chicago unique. Discover the strength of your community on CAN TV On Demand.
Here now with this week's installment of Money Matters is Old National Bank's Ben Jorgens.
What if the fastest way to build wealth wasn't just about finding the perfect property or the perfect stock, but about finding the right people? This week, we're going to be talking about building assets with friends through real estate and investment clubs. And one idea that can change your finances: your network equals your net worth. When you team up with people that you trust, you can do things that you might not be able to do alone. Pool money for a down payment, split research time, share contractors, recommendations, and learn faster because everyone brings a different strength. But here's the key. It's not friends that build assets. It's friends plus structure. The goal is to make decisions like investors, not like relatives at a holiday dinner. What is an investment club? An investment club is simply a group that meets regularly to learn and discuss opportunities and sometimes invest together. That can look like education first clubs. You meet, study the basics, and share resources. Deal review clubs. Members bring potential opportunities to the group and stress test the numbers. Pool and buy groups. You contribute set amounts and invest as a unit, often with clear roles like a treasurer, an analyst, and a coordinator. In real estate, the same idea shows up as partnerships. Maybe one person finds the deal, another manages the renovations, and someone else handles the tenant screening or maybe the bookkeeping. Guardrails. Protect the friendship and the investment. If you're going to build assets with friends, set ground rules early. Here are a few must-haves. Number one, shared goals. Are you buying for cash flow, long-term appreciation, or a quick flip? Number two, written roles. Who finds the deals? Who approves the spending? And who talks to the lenders and the contractors? Number three, money rules. How much does everyone contribute? What happens if someone can't add more later? Number four, decision rules. Majority vote, unanimous vote, or one managing partner. Number five, exit plan. If someone wants out, how do you value their share? And when do you pay them? When these things are clear, trust gets stronger because expectations are clear. So this week, take one step and identify one financially focused friend or local group where people are learning and investing responsibly. Because when you get around people who talk about assets and opportunities and discipline, your habits rise to the level. Remember, your network equals your net worth. Build the right circle, build the right structure, and you can build real assets together.
Thank you, Ben. I hope our viewers were taking notes. So, you know I can't let you leave without doing a dad joke. And our word this week is going to be investing.
Well, you know, Tamara, I wanted to invest in mirrors, but I just can't see myself doing it. But you know what I do like to invest in?
What?
Chickens.
Why?
Because.
On the other side of the break, this week's money moment. Stay with us.
Got something to say about Chicago? Now's your chance to be heard. Chicago Newsroom 2.0 is launching Opinion, a new segment where everyday Chicagoans take the mic. Whether it's a neighborhood issue that's been ignored, a citywide concern that needs attention, or a fresh idea that could change our city, we want to hear from you. Submit your commentary at cantv.org/opinion. If selected, we'll invite you on air to share your perspective with all of Chicago. Experience the power of community television.
The book of Proverbs reminds us, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And that's exactly what we saw today. We talked about building in real estate, not necessarily with formal partners, but alongside the right people. We talked about investing in the stock market, not alone, but with structure, accountability, and community. Because the truth is, the company you keep really matters. If your circle is only talking about the next trip, the next concert, the next luxury purchase, you'll always be in a position to spend. But when you get around people who are talking about investing, building, creating options, and thinking about the next generation, you start to move differently. And I'll be honest, I had to check my own circle while preparing for this episode. Not every circle in my life looks the same, and that's okay. But I made sure I have people around me who are focused on building, who are stretching me, who are showing me there's another level. And here's what I noticed. I didn't just start spending differently, I started saving differently. I started saving to invest. So when opportunity showed up, when things went on sale in the market, I had money ready to move. I wasn't just looking for sales in the store, I was preparing for the sales in the market. And that shift, it changed my habits. And over time, it started changing my net worth. Because yes, you need to budget. And yes, you need to save. But saving alone won't build wealth. At some point, you have to invest. So take what you heard today and do something with it. Look into your options, real estate, the stock market, business opportunities. Look at your circle. Who can you build with? And if you don't have that circle yet, be intentional about creating it. Here are your action steps for this episode. Number 1, determine your why for investing. What are you building toward? Freedom, options, legacy? You'll need that to stay focused. Number 2, start investing now. Not when you feel ready, not when you have more. Start with what you have and build from there. Number 3, get clear on what you need. Do you need to invest on your own? Do you want a partner? Or do you need a circle for accountability and collaboration? Figure that out and go find it. At the end of the day, you don't have to do this alone, but you do have to make the decision to start. You can do this. On the next edition of In the Money, we'll discuss retirement and estate planning because we all want a long life, but are you financially prepared for it? And Ben Jorgens is back with a fresh installment of Money Matters. In the meantime, if you have any questions about today's topic or any financial question, send them to me. Email me at tamara@moneybasicsonline.com or follow me on Instagram at IamMoneyBasics. Also follow my guests on social media. I would love to keep this conversation going, so let's connect. Remember, we are on this journey together to get, stay, and grow in the money. See you next time.